Dynamax battles are finally here in Pokemon GO, and we are sat on top of a Charmander one, which is going to be our first ever one to take down. It's very exciting. Welcome in, everybody. Hope that you're good. We're going to try our hand at getting these Dynamax battles done ourselves, but look, the list here shows you active at all of these stops, so Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle, as well as the Squirtle and Wooloo, are now live in the Dynamax battles, and they can all be shiny, which is insane. So we're going to jump straight in. You have to use 250 max particles to enter. Introducing the next battles. Defeat powerful Dynamax and Gigantamax. As mentioned of Gigantamax Pokemon coming to this format. Defeat the Power Spot boss before it defeats all of your team's Pokemon. There's a key thing here, which I think is a really cool mechanic. Power Spots, you can actually put your Pokemon in there, a bit like a showcase, but then they actually stay there at the Power Spot and help other trainers. So basically, the more Pokemon dropped into the Power Spot by your local community, the easier it should be to take down the Dynamax Raid Boss. We charge our meter using fast attacks, and then you can Dynamax or Gigantamax your Pokemon once it's all full. Collecting your energy, there's actually going to be energy spots where you swipe and dodge, so they'll pop up in the battle for you as the battle goes on, or max energy. And finally, you have, of course, your max guard, your attack, and your max spirit, which you can utilize during the max battle. So we've got it. We're going to have a crack at it, and we've got a team of 3. Now, the thing I don't know as of yet, hopefully we're going to determine over the next couple of videos, is it important to level 50 your Dynamax Pokemon and evolve them, etc. Because we're only rocking with Squirtle and the 2 Wooloo we got given in the research. It's a turn-based format, so we're going to have a go at this and see how we do, and hopefully we can get ourselves a shiny potential Dynamax Charmander. Now, why is it worth your time doing Dynamax? To be honest, it's an entirely new battle system. Everybody starts from a level 0, really. We've all got the same Pokemon. We've all got the same beginning point. We've got to do some fast attacks, and we could use Crunch, I guess. We should be able to dodge, hopefully. I don't know if we dodged at all. So if we swipe there to collect the max particles, it's a weird turn-based system, actually. If we can get to the max particle, we're Dynamaxing. Okay, Dynamax is coming into the battle. So there we go. Squirtle has now joined the Dynamax style. It's now Dynamax versus Dynamax. Max Overgrowth. This is not going to be super effective, really, versus Charmander, because, of course, they still have the typing. It's still doing decent damage. It should nearly be done. It will revert away from its Dynamax form, win 1 max battle. So that wasn't the most challenging thing to do, but these are the equivalent of level 1s. We've got 1 XL candy for Charmander. 10,000 XP bonus is actually double the XP you would get normally. That is live for the whole of this event. Pick a Pokemon to put in this Power Spot and earn you candy. We're going to put our Wooloo in there, and we can recall the Pokemon at any time, but you earn candy and other bits and pieces. Pokemon will stay in the Power Spot that you drop it into until either the Power Spot despawns, which sometimes happens every 1 day or 2, or until you recall it. This is one bit I really don't understand, I really don't like, and I highly recommend nobody does this. The rewards you get 1 Golden Raspberry, 1 Revive, and the 10 Premieballs, and the 10,000 XP, but why on earth would you exchange 200 of your very valuable Pokecoins to get basically 2 times the rewards? That to me makes no sense. Go to the bonus challenge. Here is our very first Dynamax Charmander. Power up the Pokeball and hopefully hit a great throw on it. That's the first successful throw I've had on a Dynamax Pokemon. Should be in the ball there, which is brilliant. That is one of the 3 starters picked up for this video. There is Dynamax Charmander, and this is kind of a dead 2-star, but not a problem. We need to see and figure out how much the IVs, the levels, and how much evolving stuff actually plays ball with the Dynamax stuff. Back to the point of why you should do Dynamax. There isn't really a necessity to do them because it's a completely different format. You're going to have to go back to the standard level of collection, basically. It's like a reset for Pokemon GO in a way, because now those of us who like to collect and get hundos or get shinies of everything now have a brand new format. It's a bit like when the Shadow Pokemon for Team Rocket came into the game. A lot of us started going, right, I need to get the Shadow Shinies of everything, I need to get the Shadow Hundos, or try for the Shadow Good IVs for Raid Attackers. Dynamax brings new shiny potential. Dynamax Hundos, yes, you can only utilize them for now in Dynamax battles. I wonder if you'll be able to use them in PvP at some point in the future. The max battle is actually on top of the stop for the whole day, so once you've done it, it's out the window. But you can see my Wooloo. It's currently sat. But you can let me know your thoughts and feelings of Dynamax battles in the comments below. Are you interested in the system? Have you been able to go and get them? While we wander around to the next max battle, I'm going to show you the Dynamax glitch that's happening at the moment. And shout out to Alex Nexton, who I think discovered this, and then every other content creator in the Pokemon GO scene has run with this one. But basically it involves you creating a tag and having a Pokemon next to your Dynamax one. But there you go, we now have, when you swipe around between your Pokemon like that, it sort of creates a visual glitch, where now we have a Schnundo Dynamax Charizard. You've probably seen this, you may have heard of it, but if you haven't done, this glitch doesn't work on all Pokemon. I think the reason for that, obviously the Gen 1 starters were going to get their max Dynamax versions now for this max out event that's begun. So hopefully we should be able to show a Dynamaxed Inteleon, which is insanely cool. I think leads to believe that the Galarian starters will have their Dynamax things come to Dynamax battles in the very near future, possibly even part of the Galar calling research. There's one Pokemon I'd like to test because the Psychic Spectacular that begins on September the 18th, I believe it is, brings Dynamax Beldum into battles. So you can see I've now added my Shadow Shiny Beldum in there just to see what happens. So if we press the Dynamax button, swipe and swipe, it's there, people, and that is a significant thing because Beldum Shiny is a Dynamax thing. Actually, Metagross, when you evolve it, should be very, very good in the Dynamax battles, I'm sure, and that's because that is arriving to the game very soon. However, if I show you maybe another Generation 8 Pokemon, for example Zacian, which will be Shiny eligible for the first time ever towards the end of this month, we've put that in here. If we go Dynamax, swipe around a bit, all it does is increase the scale. It's a very select group of Pokemon that have this visual glitch, and it's probably the ones that have their Dynamax versions kind of at the forefront of the game code ready to go in. Let's jump into Dynamax Bulbasaur, and actually the thing is, we should have Charmander as the perfect counter. We're going to use 250 max particles again, so I'm fairly confident that the more expensive levels of Dynamax battles, a la maybe like tier 3 or tier 5 in the future, are going to cost you a lot more max particles, and you can buy max particles in the shop because they're kind of the equivalent of a raid pass. What we're actually going to do is going to put Charmander at the forefront. In a way, it's quite good, this system, that everybody starts from the same level, because that means the competition and everything is still there and everybody's on the same page. Super effective versus Bulbasaur shouldn't be too much of a problem, but we can pick up that energy. Boom, we are Dynamaxing the Charmander. Very nice. I saw Francesco earlier has actually Dynamaxed his, or got his Charmander evolved to Charizard. Here we go, so we can actually utilize Dynamax moves, which is going to toast the Bulbasaur alive. Very easy if you get, again, the super effective versus the raid boss that you're taking down. Pick a Pokemon to place at this power spot to earn candy and assist in battles. You can see you can skip it. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. We didn't actually get a golden raspberry for that one. Maybe it's because we did too well. I don't know. But here, Dynamax Bulbasaur, it's not shiny. Getting the shinies of these Dynamax Pokemon is probably... Oh, we hit an excellent. Check that out, people. It's going to be a long road. $5.99 is, wow, just awful. Dynamax Bulbasaur acquired. Now, I do need to go and find a Squirtle. If I actually pop over to the power stop, I have my 300 max particles from yesterday, or 2 days ago, to actually claim. If we go unlock max... We don't need the max spirit, let's go max guard, because that might actually be more helpful for us. Unlock a max move, we earn 4,000 XP as well. By the way, still worth noting, Campfire does not show you the power spots still, so despite them being in the game for a fair while, they haven't updated the app. But because it's now the max out event, not the go all out event, there's new field research, and this is actually collect max particles from a power stop. It's going to give you a Wooloo, so they've kind of shifted the tasks. And after a bit of trudging around and a few more power spots actually starting to appear, which is great, Squirtle to complete the trio, and I have learned that the research tasks now give you the Kanto Starters rather than the Galarian ones, which is a real shame because obviously you won't get the Dynamax Kanto Starters from field research, it will be regular ones. Here is Dynamax Squirtle in the game, and thankfully Bulbasaur having a grass move. Actually Squovet, which should do quite nicely as well versus Squirtle. Oh no, this has got Sludge Bomb on it, oh dear. Just use the Sludge Bomb. There we go, we have the Dynamax. Energy coming in. Dynamax the Bulbasaur right there, fantastic. Max Strike, let's utilize it. And that should be Squirtle done and dusted. So these stage 1 max battles are not challenging at all. I really hope the Gen 8 starters actually make their Dynamax debuts quickly. We did get a golden raspberry and we actually got a rare candy for this raid, so let's go to the Dynamax capture. I should, having done 4 or 5 Squirtle community days and community day classics over the years, I should have the hundo buried in my head. I hope this shows how the Dynamax battles kind of work. Genuinely, it doesn't seem that turn-based. You're still a lot of tap the buttons and kind of just spam it in a way and see how it goes, but Dynamax Squirtle is a 3-star, but a dead 3-star with an XS, and there is the Dynamax. Can we collect anything? We can do stage 3 of To the Max, so we can pick up 100 max particles, the Ultra Balls, the Silver Pineapples, a bit of dust, and I think this Dynamax band is actually a cosmetic avatar item. Yes, it is. Galar Calling's gonna have to wait until tomorrow because obviously max power spots, you can only visit 5 kind of per day. Final Dynamax battle of the day, and that's because you can only theoretically claim 800 max particles a day. If you stack it correctly, you can actually gain up to, I think it's 1020. As somebody who's submitted things into Wayfarer in the past, it's really nice to see them getting used as max power spots, which is awesome. We now have a stage 2 fire max thing, and I wonder what it's going to be like when we get some harder max battles, so that we're already Dynamaxing super quickly. Dynamax Charmander! If you did get a shiny Dynamax, give me a shout in the comments, let me know, because, well, GG's. Let's drop the Squirtle in there. Again, do not burn 200 Pokecoins to double your rewards, you do not need to. This is not shiny. 610, what the stats were going to be on that one. Is it worth getting some extra points on it? No. One final thing I wanted to do was evolve one of the Dynamax Pokemon, and to be honest, all the starters were terrible. But of course, our second Wooloo was somewhat decent IV 15 attack. Again, not actually sure how much of a difference that's going to make for Dynamax battles at this point in time, because as you've seen through this video, they are very easy to take down, even with non-powered up level 20, or I think they're like research task level or something. Certainly the Dynamax Wooloo were. So, Dubwool for Dynamax. Dynamax Dubwool. And then to be honest, it's going to be much more exciting when, on September the 18th, we actually get Dynamax Beldum into the game. It's quite an easy system at the moment, which is no bad thing, getting us all used to the format, etc., before the harder levels come into the game. Few other things about Dynamax battles before we go. Again, thank you very much to Pokemon GO Hub for this article, and they've updated it. So, when you leave your Pokemon at the power spot, the more Pokemon that are left in that power spot for the day actually increases a damage boost. 1 Pokemon being left in there is, first stage of damage boost. 2 to 3 Pokemon equals second. 4 to 14 Pokemon equals stage 3. And finally, stage 4 equals 15 to 20 Pokemon left in there. When the power spot closes, your Pokemon will return to you and you will earn some candy as well. And you may earn candy from your Pokemon left at the power spot doing a certain number of max battles, which is great. So it should help other people. And I will correct myself here. So checking out this paragraph at the bottom, if you visit 6 power spots and then claim your 2 kilometers walking reward, you can earn up to 1020 max particles in the day, despite the cap being 800. But that is Dynamax in a nutshell. So it's kind of a chase to see if you can get a shiny Dynamax eligible Pokemon, or maybe a Hundo or something like that. I'll be back out tomorrow. When you collect the max particles, they're free. And it's really cool that you can do 4 or maybe 5 per day if you stage it correctly. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button below and stick with me. Massive thank you very much to every single person on the Patreon squad who really are the reason I'm able to continue bringing you the content to the extent that we do here on the channel. Thank you so much to every single one of you taking your support up to the extra levels. It really honestly makes a world of difference here on the channel and for me as a creator. And if you enjoyed this video, you can go and check out one of the 2 there on your screen to continue enjoying. Please go and check out the Stonehenge journey to go and get Stonejourner with JT Valor, Master 27 and Ian Waterfall. That was a cracking day. Dynamax will now be kind of like the new event release with everything that goes forwards in the game. We should get more coming into the game very soon. But until the next time, people, do take care.